So essentially, we're gonna be reacting to Channel 5's UK RIOTS. Thank you, Channel 5, for this video. Let's just watch it and react to it and see what we can get out of it.
Look here, 3 girls were killed by that kid in Southport.
It's an act of violence that shattered the peace of the summer holidays in a seaside town.
3 girls were killed.
BB King, Elsie Stankham and Elise Aguirre.
However, 186,000 Palestinians.
I send my condolences to the family. I'm sorry for that. Those losses, especially at such a young age.
Palestinians have been killed. Most of them are children. Do you see us burning every synagogue that supports the Israeli regime?
Another fire, another night of chaos.
Anti-immigration.
Oof. I'm looking at this and I'm already looking back at the flashbacks of when BLM was a riot and everything. Jesus. Or when a few people died and people started rioting for them. It just reminds me of the United States all over again.
Rioters attack a hotel in Rotherham.
Do you see us holding innocent people responsible?
Crowds clashing with police outside a hotel.
Destroying buildings, guys? Like, what does this do? Like, you're destroying someone's livelihood right here. I can't imagine what they have to pay for damages, bro. I never understood that about riots, and maybe someone can fill me in. First off, why is it so hard to do a peaceful one? And second off, why do you have to destroy your local businesses or buildings just to get a point across? Just march down to your, whatever you call it, your government building, your equal to the White House, and I don't know, protest there. Go. I'm not gonna try and set it right or nothing like that. But all I gotta say is, I just don't understand why you have to destroy your neighborhoods and
Where immigrants are being housed.
Yeah, you don't. We're coming in peace. And imagine our anger.
Okay, I see why they were destroying it. He just said it. I should have just listened.
Imagine how we feel every day in Chechnya, in Syria, Iraq, Palestine, Kashmir, Mali, Libya, everywhere. We see our children killed. We don't behave in a manner that you see these hooligans behaving in, because they don't.
Can anyone inform me on if we ever had riots down here in the United States about Muslims or anything in the recent years? I don't. If anything, I feel like they're more welcome down here. I can't really think of them. Do people hate Muslims down here? Well, of course they do. Let me not be stupid. They're freaking racist all over the place. But like this, do people down here really hate Muslims like this? Like, oh my God, this is crazy.
Don't care for their girls. They're here for violence, and they're here because they hate us. A black Christian man born in Wales killed them girls.
Axel Rudakabana is 17, British, born in Wales and of Rwandan heritage.
But who they directing their
Is that
anger
what they
at?
look like
They
at
directing it
17
Muslims
down there?
only.
Oh my
Why?
God.
Because their agenda is anti-Islam, straight up.
This is our fucking country, not fucking theirs. I'm here to save the kids. The children have been murdered. There's been a massacre on the street.
They got the targeting little white girls all over the country. Let's call a spade a fucking spade.
It's like Russian roulette at this point. Which one's going to be next?
No one questioned why BLM were out. No one questions why Palestine are out. We're saving the kids. We're stopping.
People did question BLM. It was all over the internet. I actually remember that time. Quick side story. I used to work overnight, packing out freight, and I remember when BLM went off. It was actually one of the worst times in my life because I used to be into gambling games, and I had lost quite a bit. I recovered. Anyways. And all you saw was mixed emotions about BLM. F black people, why are they destroying their neighborhoods, why they gotta be so vicious, why they gotta be animals. And then you also saw from the go, 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 fight for peace, fight for justice, and all that stuff. People were worked up over BLM. Oh my God, emotions were high back then. It was crazy. Anyways.
Open the boats. We're closing the borders. Look how mad we've all gone. This is real women. This is lionesses. This is the lion roaring. I'm not racist, and I don't give a fuck what you say.
Then who's trying to kill our kids?
Policies that politicians put in place, yeah?
Stop the boats! Stop the boats! Stop the boats! Stop the boats!
They're calling us far right. We're not far right, we're all fathers and parents of children. There's immigrants are coming in without paperwork, we're lying about their ages, we don't know nothing about the backgrounds, and that's what it's about.
We don't want to be branded far right. You know, we're here for the right reasons. I want my kids to know I didn't stay silent. Leave our kids alone.
It's about children that have lost their lives in this city, and we're passionate about that up here.
We're not racist. We've got Muslim friends. Our country has benefited from migration.
Is there more than
However,
3 kids
it's
that
just
died?
getting overwhelming. We're a very small island.
By
It's become a
immigrants down there?
security risk.
Religion means fuck all, lads. I'm
Or
not
is it
arsed.
just those
This is
3?
about people coming in. They could be Christians from Somalia or wherever, and they're fucking wrong-uns. That's what it is. We're letting wrong-uns in. This is not religious. That's bollocks. Fucking bollocks. This is about the wrong-uns they're letting in. You could be a Christian, you could be whatever. You're coming in, you've got no intention of fucking helping the country. You're here to cause trouble. You're here to take and thieve and steal. You're here to stay for nothing. So, unfortunately, that's a no-no.
There's 50,000 people here on an MI6 list, isn't there? Start with them, get rid of them, get rid of the people who are killing kids, raping kids, get rid of them.
Stop the boats, kick them out. There's too many of you here. You don't respect our country, you don't respect our religion. All you think about is Aisha, because she was 9 years old. That's what you're all into. Paedophilia.
Listen, there's a message for George Soros, yeah? Britain will never fall. We don't care how many globalists, yeah? George Soros, yeah? You globalist scumbags, yeah? Import as many of them as you want, yeah? Guess what? Christ will prevail, yeah?
This world is so corrupt. Labour's supposed to love the North West, supposed to be for the working class. They've stabbed the real people who has got real concerns. They've stabbed a lot of us in the back. And we're supposed to stand here and let everybody call us right-wing and Nazis. I've got Asians in my family. I ain't racist one bit. What I am is scared of this government.
We've now got two-tier Kia coming on the news and having the audacity to call the general public far right.
Go search up, go Google the word racist, and you tell me if they fit into any of those words. In fact, you know, the adjective is racist is characterized by or showing prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism against a person or people on their bias of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is minority or marginalized. And then they have a noun. A person who is prejudiced against or antagonistic towards people on the bias of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginalized. Now, some of them, well, at the beginning, they were targeting, or at least I believe I heard them say they were attacking Muslim churches. I forget the word for them. That is racist for those who did it. But some of them are just against immigration. Now, I don't know if that is illegal and not illegal, or well, I don't know the difference because they're not really clarifying whether they're hostile towards one or the other. I think I did hear one person say the ones who do it illegally, but the rest aren't really clarifying. Now, I don't know if it's mainly Muslims that are immigrants down there that they are attacking, but it's just... Well, they did say their group, so I mean, I guess it's just, you know, black people in general, or colored people in general that they want kicked out. I don't know. They kind of... Let's keep going.
I utterly condemn the far-right thuggery we've seen this weekend.
I've seen all this coming. No one wanted it. We've tried to warn about it, and I'm still going to try and warn about it. I don't want to fight anybody. We don't want wars with Muslims. I don't think it's a good idea attacking mosques at all. I'm not a conservative either. I'm not an anarchist. I want a decent party that cares about the people. That's all we want. Every person, doesn't matter where you're from.
Okay, so if Tories weren't the answer, Labour wasn't the answer, who is?
I'm not a politician and I'm thick as pig shit, but I can talk to people. I've never been to school, I can only write my own name, but I've got an heart as big as a lion, and I'll stand there against anybody for the sake of our country. People need to wake up against Labour. These are the rats. We're not racist, we're scared.
Everybody out there is not acting and is not on this street now.
I think some of them are racist, and I think some of them are scared. They just plain old don't want. I want to say. I know I'm not even gonna assume. I'm not gonna assume. Let them speak for themselves.
Get out there and act. Don't call yourself a man unless you're out here. Don't call yourself a man. Simple as that. You don't fight for your country. You don't push back the invaders.
You're hiding your face there, buddy.
If we don't fight now, it's going to come to our kids having to fight, and they're not going to win it. They're not going to win the fight. So I don't want the violence. We've got to try and do it peacefully. But this has to be the final straw where there's a clear message sent to those in charge that you either step up or you step aside now.
I was in Southport on Tuesday.
Police tried to keep apart a group of far-right protesters and a much...
This is what I don't get. Immigrants tend to carry a lot of the load of jobs that people don't want to work on their backs, bro. Florida, that's a good representation. What happened to Florida when they kicked out all their immigrants?
Larger anti-fascist counter-protest.
The media absolutely.
Florida's farms or fruit fields or whatever you want to call it.
Corrupt. They lied. There wasn't a single member of the EDL there. There weren't a member of the far right there. There was little girls, older women. There was older men. There was...
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't understand half the crap some of these people are saying. I'm not really into politics. So when they say far right, far left, or whatever, I'm be honest, I'm really ignorant towards that crap. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna admit it. I just never cared to dabble into all that. To me, it's just all gibberish. It's either you're bad or you're good. Do you have bad intentions or do you have good intentions? I don't know which. I could be wrong. Correct me, for real. I'm pretty sure one is for government help and one is against the government helping so much. I might just have to do my research on it, and you guys can also help.
Young men, middle-aged men, outraged at what the government's allowing to happen to us, what the government's allowing this cancer to do to us, this cancer that's grown within our nation. We need to stop it.
My children were abused by social services, and Merseyside police have covered it up. They've got a hidden grooming gang that won't be released to the public.
Defund the BBC, the media are the lies.
Honestly, for real, like, what is going on? Like, does this stimulate just from this one attack, which wasn't by immigrants? It was by someone actually born and raised down there. Didn't know, did they say he's from Wales or he's Wales descent? Either way, I'm pretty sure he wasn't an immigrant, and they're acting like this. I'm really just... This is what misinformation does.
The media is the virus.
These guys always want to get rid of these people. That's honestly what it comes down to.
A line of riot police who sustained minor injuries throughout the course of the day had formed a sort of demilitarized zone between nationalist stop-the-boats protesters and an equally sized counter-protest of mostly left-leaning Liverpool locals who showed up in person to confront a mob of who they believed to be far-right racist protesters.
They're all inbred. Yeah, they need a dentist.
They're not interested in like children that were killed in Southport. They just want to cause a fight. We're a multicultural city, a city of sanctuary, and I hope they get lost.
What do you think the solution is? Throw them all into the sea. That's what the chant says.
Solution is, well, to get rid of capitalism and have a social society, and then these people would be catered for, not blaming it on fucking immigrants and refugees and what have you. They've obviously got issues because they've been let down, no dentists, no doctors, no housing, right? But that's not immigrants or refugees' fault. That's the fault of this fucking government.
Despite this frontline tension, it appeared that the vast majority of counter-protesters weren't actually interested in having a direct confrontation with English nationalists, and instead had organized their own rally at nearby St. George's Hall in support of migrants and refugees.
These are people who want to hear their own side.
Oh, someone just got married.
Yes.
See, this is Liverpool, and the far right is trying to threaten that.
A quick explanation, what happened in Southport?
Obviously, I mean, there was a horrible attack in which 3 children lost their lives. What happened since then was a massive lie about the identity of that attacker, which was, led by the likes of Tommy Robinson.
After murdering and raping and pillaging 1,400 Jews, look how confident they've become across the entire West.
That guy's a racist. Oh my God.
So an undocumented migrant
Golly.
decided to go into a Taylor Swift dance class today and stab 6 little girls.
Also the likes of Nigel.
Andrew Tate. Oh my God. Really? You guys you got him in the video? Once again, it's misinformation that he's promoting.
Farage is complicit.
We will only stop this if we start deporting people that come illegally.
This led people in Southport, racists and far-right people, to feel emboldened to come out on the street and to attack a mosque that had no connection to the identity of the attacker. I think it's also important to say that even if the attacker was a Muslim or a migrant, or the things that they were lying about, it still does not license the far-right attacks on communities we've seen around Britain. So people around the country today are actually protesting. I think people here feel a part of something bigger. In Manchester, they got pushed back this morning. In Liverpool, we pushed them back outside the mosque last night. People who are here today are proud to stand in a multicultural Britain, and the far right's trying to threaten that.
I don't think there is anything special about what's happening in the UK. I think it's a reflection of what's happening internationally. In that you've got a crisis of capitalism, living standards for society going downhill, just a general crisis of the system.
This is like really extreme.
Obviously, what they do is they latch on to the
this is straight up targeted. If I'm not mistaken, didn't we have a situation like this not too long ago when people were attacking Asians
away from
because
class
of
struggle against the bosses and against
what was the issue?
First the Tories and now Labour, and they rile a lot of very young
Asian
people
Americans
young
at
men
one
up
point
with very
was,
toxic ideas, and they send them out to go and attack migrant communities. That's a real threat we have to take seriously. And if the left doesn't have a convincing alternative that's based around mass struggle, that's based around fighting back in that kind of way, the far right seeps in. You've seen it in France. I think the end game of these far right groups is obviously to just create a society where there's mass expulsions of migrant workers. I mean,
we need to tell those people the alternative march. We need to get truth through to them. And that's important. It's all right, Steve. We're suffering the rages of capitalism. We're suffering the rages of, if Tony Blair didn't go and cause a fucking war in Iraq, or at least support that fucking war, if we weren't selling bombs to everyone across the planet, those people wouldn't be being bombed out their homes and having their land just stolen from them because of oil, because of agriculture.
People leave their countries for many reasons. I'm pretty sure even if people didn't sell bombs and stuff to them, they still would have found a way to be invaded, conquered, or something to make them leave. Quite honestly, I think this year with Israel and Palestine, I probably have learned the most about Israel and Palestine, and who knows if it's accurate enough or not, or how correct that information is. But a lot of what's going on, or what happened down there in Israel and Palestine, has to do with these people, and the U.S. as well and other. But these guys, they master manipulators.
Because of water and everything else, they'd be happy.
Not this guy in particular, but you know what I mean.
Police sitting in their homes.
If it wasn't for that, they wouldn't be scattered all over the world. But what would have happened to the Jewish land? Who knows? I don't hate anybody.
Most of them. And they wouldn't be running to anywhere they can possibly get to save their children being blown to fucking smithereens. That's why, and I don't get it why people don't get that. If you have a problem with immigration, I'd have respect for you if you went out on marches and told the government enough is fucking enough. No more bombing or creating wars in other places. And if we are this powerful, powerful country, and you are genuinely these powerful, powerful politicians, take on these other fuckers across the planet and negotiate with them and create peace. It's not going to be easy, but you can at least fucking try.
Really, to tackle all these problems, we need to transform society to a socialist one and create like a society where wealth is shared, more equally amongst the people that create it, which is the majority of the working class people, you know, the capitalists who own everything. They pit us all against each other along the lines of like race, being LGBT, men and women, you know what I mean? Like we're all divided. So we're coming together, but more importantly, a sharing of like all of the wealth in the world will kind of do away with that sort of racism, and it's not an easy task, but yeah, that's why we're here. Like, yeah, people are obviously angry and they're all out together, so we want to like reach those people.
You know, it's a hard battle.
You know, I know it's kind of like big task, and I know it's not easy, but I think like, you know, like when we fight together we can achieve like real change. Yeah,
cool. You know, we need to build a new party that'll like fight to defend the interests of working class people. You know, the fact that our NHS is in such a bad...
El Salvador actually had a new party created when their president or minister, or whatever his title is, was put into office. He actually did great work. The only issue is that nobody wants to create new parties or vote in new parties. People are always, well, I should say it's more people don't want to vote in new parties. They are comfortable with the two that they typically had to deal with. And sometimes, honestly, I feel like we need a third one to kind of balance this act out, because let me stop. I'm not a politician. I don't know anything about what I'm talking about.
I'd say, rather than blaming that on migrants, let's enter into struggle to fight back against the private companies that are making huge profits. You know, I think the real answer is class struggle, you know, uniting as a working class to fight for all of our interests, whether you're a migrant worker, British born, you know, it's about building that working class solidarity.
I believe in living in a kingdom that's good, and
I think it's just pure hate. People hate change. People hate change. And when you start seeing a difference in your day-to-day life, whether it's something small or big, people tend to hate it. And I don't think a class struggle is really the issue. It could be. Like, maybe they're catering to these immigrants and they're like, well, we're suffering and you're taking care of these people. That's not fair. Come take care of your own people first. Oh, I mean, it's just...
true.
Shortly after the Stop the Boats protest and counter-protest both dispersed, threats were reported to have been made online by members of the right-wing English Defense League targeting a nearby mosque, prompting a standing army of Arab teenagers to assemble with the purpose of standing on business in the event of catastrophe. Well, not all teenagers, but mostly teenagers. In front of the mosque is where guest reporter Sanjay spoke to those youths at the beginning of the video, but there were also many other older community members who showed up to express support and solidarity.
We cannot translate racism in this country. We are totally against EDL in their principles, in their foundations. They don't want any Muslims to be in this country. This country needs us. There's no...
What these people do here, brother, the police...
Yo. Relax.
It makes me feel angry. I get frustrated, but because I am Muslim...
Yo, these guys got some real UK accent. They were born in the UK, and they're being attacked. They're not even illegal immigrants, or... Can you even call them immigrants? I need to find out the proper word for immigrants. But these guys, like, oh my God, you hear that accent?
I have to be calm about this. You know, I have to be calm.
Allahu Akbar!
Takbir! Yeah, man, the soldiers, the lions of Allah are all out today.
Bring the EDL,
We've come to stand up against these EDL fascists that have come to our town and that are telling us that how their town's meant to be run when most of them are junkies, smackheads, crackheads, and they're not contributing to this community or this society. How are the government letting people like this come here and cause a disturbance? We've got to stand up to them. We've got to show them that we're not scared of them. We ain't backing down from no one.
It's fucking the low scum.
And then you've got officers like this here swearing at us, calling us fucking fannies and this and that, where he thinks he's bad with a bat in his hand. Put everything down, man to man. Arrest me after that, no problem.
Our minorities are looking after the country and this is how we get treated. We don't deserve to get treated like fucking shit. Yo, we're fucking equal to everyone over here.
Why do you think race matters to them?
I don't know. They've got nothing better to do. They've no logic.
They're brainwashed. That's what it is, they're brainwashed, they don't know what's going on. They've got one leader called Tommy Robinson that they all go off.
While all these idiots have been rioting, they don't know Tommy Robinson has fled the country. So you're all out for the cause here and the leader isn't even in the country.
He can't live in his own country that he loves so much.
So is violence the answer?
Violence isn't the answer, love's the answer.
Violence is not the answer, but our religion tells us to stand up against kuffars that are not merciful, that are zalims, that are kuffars, and that's why we've come here together to stand together.
There's people like Jews
Why did I
that stand
think
with
of,
us. There's Christianities that stand with us. There's
Malcolm
Hindus
X.
that stand with us. Pan the camera, you can see thousands of us are here. We are protecting the mosques that happen in Stoke, in Sunderland, in Liverpool, in many other towns. But we're standing as one because we want what's right. We want peace. We are fighting for what's right.
Stay united, come together, protect your mosque, protect your families. If they are coming down to hunt you, to kill you, to trouble you, please do a self-defense. Defend yourself and defend your ideology and restrict them in your cities, in your towns. If you don't do that one, they will come to your house and they will chase you.
Channel 5 Live Worldwide.
Dude, I feel bad for them, bro. Yo, they just... Oh, God. I feel bad, bro. Let me hear what you guys think in the comments, bro. Let's not do any of that hateful stuff. Let's have a good conversation, see where things go. But just to wrap up my thoughts, bro, it's just... Golly, man. Golly. It just shouldn't... It really shouldn't be that way. But I guess that's just how it is around the world. Someone's always going to be discriminated against. It doesn't matter. We've seen discrimination from skin color to hair color to eye color, from religion. It's a never-ending battle. It will never end. It doesn't matter if people are all, similar, the same skin tone. There would be something to discriminate against. Height. It's just unfortunate that this is what the world is. I wish and hope the best for the people down there in the UK. I hope this gets resolved as soon as possible. I don't think this is 100% an issue of immigration. I think it really is just, the government needing to do a better job reassuring their people that everything is okay. Misinformation being put out there. People need to really go do their own research. Like, honestly, it clearly was a guy that was down. They even said it was a guy who was born down there with the Wales descent, if I'm not mistaken, that did the stabbing and killed those 3 young girls. And my condolences go out to the parents of those kids, to be honest with you. And then my condolences go out to the people that are being killed, the innocent people being killed because of that man's actions. It's heartbreaking. Like I said, a lot of these things remind me of what goes down here. It's just, I've never seen it this bad. Golly, man. I feel like I'm about to start tearing up. It's sad. It's unfortunate.